Okay, let's talk about the new weapon adjustments that just came out with the recent patch. Okay, this used to be Sentil's job, but since he's retired, I'll be doing these tests with DR Solid in his place. But first, did you know the blast arm can damage the missile and sabotage? And it does some pretty decent damage compared to other weapons. So the stun damage from falling off of certain heights have received a significant buff. At heights above 5 meters, a direct tumble on top of an enemy is an instant stun, while smaller heights do an increased amount of stun damage. We tested this out on multiple locations, and the amount of stun damage relies heavily on falling directly on top of the opponent. The roll that occurs at the original fall only deals dive damage, so you want to make sure you actually pierce. Next thing, we actually tested out the usual spot for people glitching outside of Black Site, and it appears to be fixed. I can't 100% confirm it yet, because maybe we just suck ass if I can get out the map now. But neither of us were able to do it, and we actually noticed there's an invisible barrier that was added to prevent doing the technique properly. But then again, maybe we're just seeing shit, like we just thinking there's stuff in the midair, but really it isn't there. I don't know, but so far we haven't been able to do it, so that's something. The SVG damage was said to be buff, and at point blank, 3 shots to the body or 2 shots to the head can take down a scout. However, when you go further distances at about 40 meters, it still takes about 5 shots to the body to take out a scout. And at 60 meters, there's another additional shot where it takes 6 hits to the body to take him out. So it's also good to note that your distance also determines how much damage you deal. So the problem of Demo 2 activating after you kill someone with a knife has been fixed. We actually attempted it after a CTC throw, and again as a normal knife stab. We also tested out the throat slit for shits and giggles. A dive cooldown has been added, preventing players from dive spamming too often. There's about a 1-second delay between dives, which isn't crazy long actually. It's still pretty difficult to CQC grab enemies though that are diving around, so you gotta be careful with that. The sprint duration has been cut in half once you dive and immediately start sprinting. The M2000D and the Oregon have been changed around a bit and had some interesting results. A standard chest shot from the M2000 can one-hit kill infiltrators and scouts. However, enforcers still require 2 hits. But where your shot hits matters significantly. Even for an infiltrator with the lowest health, a tap on the wrist won't kill him. The second tidbit was that even enforcers can be one-hit killed. The trick though is to aim for the belly button or the pelvic area. I don't know, I guess these nuts can't withstand bullets, so I guess it makes sense. While other weapons start to lose strength after longer distances, enforcers continue to be one-hit killed after a belly shot regardless of distance. We found out that this same principle applied to the Oregon as well. A point-blank blast to the chest on an infiltrator still won't kill him, but if you shoot a direct shot at the belly of a scout, it can one-hit kill. The flinch and knockback distance for the Oregon was also changed. At point blank, enemies are no longer knocked back, but at a minimum of 10 meters, they still have a slight flinch, and at 5 meters, they have a heavy stagger animation. This is also the same for shotguns. Quiet can no longer be interrogated. You just get a red X. This is actually for our own safety because, the alternative was... So I knew the C-box meta was nerfed pretty bad, but damn was the box kick nerfed to the ground. It takes about 10 box kicks to stun a scout, and I'm assuming 13 or 14 to stun an enforcer. However, the low kick meta didn't get nerfed too bad. Each kick does about the same damage as a trank bullet or a CQC throw, and it takes 3 kicks to stun a scout. Another brief tidbit on CQC damage. While on your screen it may not show any lasting damage, you have lasting stun damage, so be careful. I guess the stamina doesn't display properly in those cases, and we need to fix it. But maybe it was intentional, maybe they just wanted this to be like a ninja stun thing, I don't know. Also, about 5 dives can stun Enforcer Ocelot, so it's not too bad. The flinch teleport and iframes have been fixed! Hallelujah! And some extras, we also did a test on plushie snare activation, and while it's usually automatic, there's actually a brief invulnerability period that's been added when an enemy is knocked over. So you can't do the old trick where you dive spam into somebody and then throw a plushie down real quick and instantly snare them. There's not a brief delay, about 2 to 3 seconds. And also another tidbit too, the sleep mine is actually pretty damn good. We noticed that it actually has an instant activation as well as soon as you place it down. and you don't have to be there for a certain amount of time either. It's an instant knockout. So it's just as good as the plushie snare, to be honest with you. And I'm surprised not that many people use it.
You're pretty good. You're pretty good. You're pretty good. You're pretty good.
And that's about it. Sorry guys, I'm really bad at ending videos. But hey, guess who has a Twitter today? Ya boy. So if you want to follow your man's, it's Professor Khai on Twitter, you know. Thanks guys. I don't understand why I didn't start talking to you guys at the end cards. Like, this sounds so obvious because I noticed y'all stay for a little bit of time, and I might as well, you know, take advantage of that since I still got you here. Wait, are you guys still here? Wait, don't leave. Don't stop. No, yes, fuck.